Hello everyone, and welcome back to Alaska Rural Homestead. Well, we just had a little rain shower. I'm out in the high tunnel, and you know, one thing that I love about having a garden is that I get to choose what plants are going in my garden. Now, I am going to be harvesting some of our sting nettle. If you do not harvest it regularly, it can overtake your garden beds. And if you're not growing sting nettle in your garden, you really should, because it has so many antioxidants. It is really super great for you. It can help dissolve kidney stones. It can help lower calcium buildup in your body and in your kidneys. But I do recommend that you talk to your doctor before you decide to try stinging nettle. Now, the best way that I like to harvest my sting nettles are when the plants are fairly young and fairly small. Now, like I said, I am in my high tunnel. I know you guys are wanting to see what's going on in here, but I'm going to be harvesting just a few things, and then we're going in to make a wonderful smoothie for Mark and I before we go harvest our scapes from our garlic. So anytime I go to harvest my sting nettles, I always wear gloves, because on the leaves and the stem, they have little hair-like, almost like hypodermic needles that are hollow, and they inject a histamine into your skin that causes you to break out. So always wear gloves. And I do like to over harvest a lot of my herbs. Now, this can be an invasive weed. It can overtake your garden bed. So that is another reason why I like to really prune it down. It is great, used in a lot of the dishes that I make. Now, one way to avoid getting stung is if we take these inside and let them wilt a little bit. Or you could use a spatula and just, as you're washing these in the sink, just take a spatula or something and hit those little needle-like probes there, and it will smash all those little things down and you won't get stung. And I know you guys are super excited about seeing my high tunnel, but I'm not going to show you quite yet what is going on in here, because things are just starting to come to life. Now, this sting nettle is great for tea. You can put it in your casseroles, make a nice green, like kale, spinach, and sting nettle casserole. Okay, so that's going to do it for this. We're going to go over and harvest a few cucumbers. Now, even though our cucumbers aren't overly big, I go ahead and cut them off. Okay, so I got my sting nettle, I've got our cucumber, and I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of our mint. All right, so this is mojito mint that I have growing, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that in our smoothie. Okay, so I'm just putting these in some nice cold water. Get these rinsed off really good. Okay, so I've got a Vitamixer. I'm not endorsing a Vitamixer, but I absolutely love my Vitamixer. I can do so many things with it. And we've got a few other things besides our sting nettle to go in our smoothie. We've got our mint. We've got our cucumbers that I've got to get cut up. I've got our fresh goat's milk from this morning, which is going to be lovely. And we are still enjoying our birch syrup water. So I'm going to put in a few ice cubes in there. I've got 2 apricots I'm going to put in. And I love to freeze over-ripened bananas. They're a natural sweetener and they're super great in smoothies. So I just peel these and I put them in the freezer, or I peel them, cut them, and put them in our freeze dryer, and they stay for an extremely long time. And we are going to be getting stuff in the freeze dryer, and you're going to be super excited to see what's going in there. So let's get busy making this smoothie. With putting the bananas in there, the bananas make it super creamy also. But the bananas are going to go in at the last. Because they are frozen, it's a little bit harder for the Vitamixer to get those blended up real good. And I already washed these apricots. These are not apricots that I grew on our homestead, unfortunately. Now see, the little barbs have already softened up and they don't really hurt at all or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this blended up and then we'll put the rest of the ingredients in. Now, when you are drinking this, just because it has stinging nettle in there, you don't need to be worried about those little barbs, because they're already softened up enough, and with you putting them in the blender, it breaks them up enough to keep it from irritating your throat. So now we're going to go ahead and put our 2 bananas in. We're putting 2 of the birch water ice cubes in. Now we're going to go ahead and get this blended up. Okay guys, so we got our smoothie all blended up.
And it's really good. Don't let the name stinging nettle fool you. Yeah, it's a weed in most people's book. It's very healthy for you. It's very tasty. And Michelle here makes some wonderful stuff that keeps me fit.
One of the amazing things that I love about my Vitamixer and my goat milk is that I make the creamiest goat milk ice cream also with the bananas and herbs and spices that I grow on the homestead. So it's kind of a nice, refreshing treat that we love to enjoy in the summertime. So now we're gonna go to the other high tunnel and we're gonna start harvesting some of our garlic scapes. So we're gonna swig this down real quick and we'll be out there.
See you over there. Good.
Yum. So here we are out at the other garden area on the property. We've got our hardneck garlic coming up. We've got the Montana Zima and the silver whites coming up, both hardneck varieties which produce the scapes, which we are going to be harvesting today. And I'm getting ready to put down a light fertilizer as soon as I harvest the scapes because that's going to produce a bigger bulb. And the hardneck varieties produce a much bigger bulb, which are really cold tolerant, and they have a really robust flavor, which Mark and I just love. And so it might not seem like we've accomplished a lot, but we've got a lot done, and I can't wait to show you the potatoes, the butterballs, and the Yukon Golds that are coming up, and we're going to have a ton of potatoes to put away for this year. So back to the garlic. We are going to get harvesting these scapes. Yum. I just cut them at the base there. These are super great for soups. That is really great in the wintertime when it's extremely cold outside. I've got to do some more weeding. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you guys. Here is more pineapple weed. And it smells amazing. It smells just like pineapple. It's awesome. So by cutting off all these scapes, it is going to give the bulbs more vitamins, and it's going to give that bulb a chance to grow bigger. And that's what it's really important that you harvest your scapes. If we didn't harvest our scapes, it would eventually just bloom out and go to seed. So this is one way we get a little bit more out of our garlic. Now, living in Alaska, we have extremely cold temperatures. So come fall, I will replant. I will put down my fertilizer. I'll put down bone meal. And if I need to, I will put down some more manure. Because like I said, garlic does like it's a heavy feeder. And then I will put my straw down. I'll put my straw down, and then I will put down bubble wrap for insulation. And that keeps the ground from totally freezing just in this area. So it helps the garlic to where it will make it through the winter and start producing in the spring. My one onion bulb. That's because the birds got to all my onions. I couldn't figure it out. The ravens loved my onions. They seem to be perking back up now that the ravens have kind of left them alone. And I also have some leeks growing over there. Now, leeks and garlic are not companion plants, but I have them far enough away to where they're not really together. So anyways, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you my rhubarb that I have neglected. And if you've seen my previous video on harvesting my rhubarb, you are definitely going to see a difference. Now, this rhubarb that I have here is the same type of rhubarb that I have planted over at the cabin, and I planted at the same time, and I haven't used no fertilizer on it, nothing like that, compared to the one over by the cabin where it's been heavily fertilized. I just can't wait to show you guys what else is going on. So let's go. Okay, so this is my borage. It hasn't started blooming yet, and I've got the American daisy here. But these are super good for you and edible, but I'm not going to be harvesting them right now. I just wanted you guys to see. And here's where I planted some of my vines, my poppies, my yarrow, sweet peas. We're going to have a big harvest of potatoes. Here's my other rhubarb. It's nice and red, but it just doesn't have the big stalks like the other one. I'm not sure if you guys seen my previous video on me harvesting herbs and stuff, but I also harvested some of my strawberry blight or strawberry spinach, whatever you want to call it. But I think I'm going to try making a jam with my strawberry blight, and we're going to make a terrific strawberry rhubarb jam. All right, you guys, make sure you check out that video on harvesting the rhubarb, because I have a lot of good information if you're kind of new to planting or growing rhubarb. It's really simple to grow, just with some basic knowledge. Okay, so I'm done harvesting as much as I'm gonna off the rhubarb. Like I said, these are much smaller stalks, but they're gonna be a little more tender. So we're gonna take a look around and show you guys what's been going on. So let's go.
So anyways, as Michelle said, we've been doing a lot on the farm, and one of the things that we've done is we got a water well in place, but we haven't got the pump house and everything on there yet. So in the meantime, we've had to have water at the farm for her garden and the high tunnel that's going up. So what we did is we simply took a couple barrels and took an old fertilizer tote, cleaned it out, and we fill it full of water. And there's an adapter for a cam lock you put on the end of this, and we hook this to our water transfer pump right here in the front, and then we have a hose that goes out. So when I turn the generator on, I supply power to this pump, and it gives her about 15 gallons a minute that she can use to water whatever she wants. And this is how we do the watering right now on the farm. Next year, the pump house will be complete, and we'll have piping everywhere, so we can just direct hook like any other home. So that's one of the things that we've done here, and it's coming along. So one of the other things that we've done is over here is a high tunnel that we have gotten put up. We still lack the end walls and the plastic to get on it, but once that's done, it will be ready to be planted. And there again, Nrcs paid for it, so thank you, Nrcs. Check out the video here about how Nrcs has done a lot for us, and that's going to be something that's going to be informative to some of you all if you have a homestead and you'd like to add some things. So we'll show you some more. Ta-da! So this is that high tunnel I was telling you about. It's 20 foot by 32 foot. This is smaller than the other one we have because we did need another 30 by 60. It's almost complete. We have 2 end walls to finish and put the plastic on, and it's done. And so Michelle's looking forward to planting in it. We've already got manure and topsoil laid in there because it's a lot easier to do it before you put the plastic and the sides on than to wait. So we'll give give you another video once this is complete and let you see it. So this is the water well that Nrcs put in for us. It's a cost share deal, so we still have to pay some on it, but it saved us quite a bit of money. This well was about $4,300. Anyways, they're going to cost share about $3,800 of that, so that's a pretty good deal for us. And it supplies all of our animals, our high tunnel, and makes us more self-sufficient. One thing I will tell you though, if you have something done by Nrcs, they're very particular. They have contracts. Read the contracts, make sure you understand what's required of you, because you have to do it. Case in point, this is a type of dry packing that goes around the well that seals the casing to the ground itself. Bentonite, I think is the name of it, and this is a requirement. Most wells, unless you're doing a commercial well, this is not required, but that's something that's in the contract. That's why I say make sure you read your contracts. But we're so happy with Nrcs, and check out the links up here for some of the other things that Nrcs has done for us.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.
Give us that like also, and hit that notification bell so you can see more great videos from us.
Bye now.
God bless.